going beyond the usual market drivers and exploring the impact of resource nationalism in this week's Fastest 4 Minutes in Finance. Hello, I'm Scott Inman. Well, there's a term that may be new to you. So what is resource nationalism? Well, it generally describes the deliberate effort by a country to control the resources within its borders, including where they are directed, how they are used, and who can have access to them. As LPL's head of macro strategy, Kristian Kerr, puts it, it's rarely about the commodities themselves. Rather, it reflects a deeper strategic impulse where governments begin to view resource endowments as core to national power, economic resilience, and geopolitical advantage. Once that mindset takes hold, it does not remain confined to the resource sector alone. It propagates outward, reshaping policy frameworks, trade relationships, capital flows, and ultimately the broader macro landscape. And resource nationalism is happening. This chart shows a surge in bans on exports since COVID. LPL points out that the trend was moving toward globalization and market liberalization, but the pandemic exposed supply chain vulnerabilities, prompting governments to wrap their arms around their own resources more tightly. So why does it all matter? Well, the first and clearest impact is on commodity prices as competition to secure supply intensifies. Commodity-linked equities, particularly in energy and materials, could be beneficiaries of resource nationalism over time. Commodity-exposed regions like Latin America could also benefit. Kerr writes that as the trend of resource nationalism continues to unfold, exposure to sectors such as energy, metals, and other real assets may become increasingly important for investors. Now, it's important to point out that this shift is reversible. It is more likely to be cyclical than a permanent feature of the global economy. Historically, we've been here before. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, natural resources were largely controlled by colonial powers. That shifted following World War II as decolonization established newly independent nations that reclaimed control over their natural resources. So the cycles are typically slow to reverse, but they can reverse. Bottom line, this macroeconomic trend highlights the importance of diversification and investor opportunity beyond the most common asset classes of stocks and bonds. And it also highlights the importance of a relationship with a financial advisor who's linked to investment professionals who are researching economic trends and cycles that could benefit your portfolio.
Want to become smarter financially in 4 minutes or less? Sign up at fastest4.com to get insights and updates like this delivered to your inbox weekly.